keep it rolling. Kiss me. I love you. Just keep it rolling. Hi, my name is Gary. This is my wife, Claudia. This is going to be a short video on our background in yoga, how we became yoga teachers, how the ashram came to be. I've been very blessed to have yoga in my life, quite literally since my earliest childhood memory. My mother practiced yoga daily in the early 60s, and I grew up imitating her practice, practicing with her. She would have yoga books. I would mostly look at the photos in the yoga books, imitate the postures in the yoga books. She started taking me to yoga classes with her when I was very young, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would attend yoga classes with her. I became very interested in martial arts in my early adolescence and boxing, and spent over 20 years with an extensive martial arts background, multiple hours of daily practice type background. It came full circle back to yoga with Bikram yoga in my late 30s. I've had extensive training in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. I was trained by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi in the Powers book, the TM Siddhis, or Powers book. I teach the TM Siddhis. I've been practicing Transcendental Meditation twice daily for over 40 years. I teach TM. I've trained hundreds of people in Transcendental Meditation. We've trained hundreds of yoga teachers at the ashram over the years. The ashram came to be. I was teaching yoga in multiple different facilities and had a web page called GaryYoga.com where students could see where I was. There are different cities where I was teaching at what time in these different facilities, and we would have packed classes to the point that a 6:30 class would start at 6:10 because it was sold out and we couldn't get anybody else in the room, and there were already people waiting for the next class outside. And it became a little ridiculous going to all these studios every day for these students. So basically my students came to me and said, we want to have our own facility, we want to have our own home. That's basically what the ashram is. It's a yoga home where family lives and practices yoga together. And they put up the money to create the original ashram. We had contractors, electrical contractors, plumbers, painters, things like this that donated their time to build the original ashram in Kirkland, Washington. And from there...
Yeah, we've had a number of teacher trainings since then, and we are really having a great time doing our virtual classes at this point. But from my vantage point, I got involved in the ashram yoga kind of a little bit later than Gary. I had a really strong yoga practice ever since I was about 21, right after college. Got very immersed in it. It was a really healing practice for me, and I've pretty much been practicing ever since. And I practiced through my graduate studies, which I did in marriage and family therapy. And it was when I was studying therapy that I really started seeing this amazing sort of blend of kind of skills and techniques between the therapy world and the yoga world. And it's always fascinated me, and I knew at some point that I would really pursue those two things. And so I started my private practice. I practiced in New York City for a number of years, moved back here, and I still have my full-time practice at this point. But when I fell in love with Gary and we got together, we fell in love through just our yoga connection. I started then kind of being involved in the business and really growing the ashram yoga from that point. We started doing teacher trainings. We've done a number of them since then. And I was in the first teacher training. I've been teaching since about, 2012? And yeah, I've also been having a very solid transcendental meditation practice since then as well. And I am in the process of kind of formalizing that blend of yoga techniques, our very powerful yoga techniques, and how they are such a great asset to the therapy community, and vice versa. And so for me, the fascination of the mind-body connection is really what gets me going. It's my drive. And I feel like at the ashram, there's something so unique and so special. A lot of our students really benefit from not just the physical, it's from what they get from the collective experience, what they learn about themselves and the process of teaching yoga. And for us, that's really at the core of our passion.